Hi everyone. Let's have a look and see what's coming in for Aries. 3 cards for Aries. Okay, the Priestess of Innocence, the Priestess of Intellect, and then the Priestess of Divination. Very nice, Aries. Starting off with the Priestess of Innocence. I feel like there's a lot of purity around you. Pure intentions, there's an innocence around you, which is beautiful. I feel like you're becoming more self-aware. I also feel as though you're acknowledging your inner desires, wishes, and hopes. And I think this is more spiritual than anything else. But I also think you're going to be doing a lot of firsts. The Priestess of Innocence has a bit of ignorance. She's unaware of experiences, people, places, things. So I think there'll be a lot of firsts for you. I think it's about cleansing yourself of toxic people, toxic behaviors, toxic workplaces, toxic substances, and it's coming back to a place where it's just basics and it's simple and it has innocence. So I think for those that have encountered deceit or have been on the receiving end or have instigated deceit or anything or negative behavior, Aries, I feel like you're moving away from this. Moving on, you've got the Priestess of Intellect, which rules the dates of August 5th to September 1st. This could be a period where you're expanding your intellect in some way, shape, or form. Now, for some of you, this could be embarking on a journey of higher learning, say, for example, college, TAFE, universities, pursuing higher studies, or becoming more self-aware, becoming more aware of what's going on around in the world, taking a particular interest in something, but becoming more in tune with what people are after, really understanding why people are acting the way they are. So a highly intellectual energy around you. It's also you gaining momentum and gaining more understanding and learning from your experiences. Remember, you're coming back to that period of innocence here, which is absolutely beautiful. But it does show with the right information, the right intelligence, this can certainly come to fruition here for you. Absolutely beautiful here. But yes, most importantly, it is about intellect and becoming more in tune with people's feelings here, because you can see there's a beautiful little fish next to the Priestess of Intellect. So emotionally becoming more intellectual with other people, more connected on a mental basis here. So I think the connections you're building with lovers, spouses, friends, relatives, associates, business partners is becoming a stronger mental connection here. So very nice to see. You'll have a lot of people that will challenge your intellect in a lot of ways, but will also be very logical, and you'll very much enjoy the connections you build with these people. You have the Priestess of Divination, so fate, the universe, the gods, the angels. There's something about divine timing and divine orchestration that is coming your way, and this is very exciting. There's a lot of divine opportunities coming your way, and there's something about divine timing. I think you have a lot of auspicious events or people or places, circumstances, opportunities that will be making their way into your experience, and I think it's important you pay attention to this, because a lot of it I feel will be heaven sent. It's almost like you'll be receiving blessings in disguise, Aries, and you may not see it right away, but they're coming to you for a reason here. You will be attracting them. But the Priestess of Divination also speaks of spirituality and the metaphysical world. So for a lot of you, there will be a higher emphasis placed on spirituality and the metaphysical, gaining intellect, gaining more information about the spiritual realm. And for a lot of you, there's a lot of expansion here, and it's coming to a place of cleansing and purity. So spiritually, I think there's a lot of growth happening for you, Aries. But I also want to say that there's divine people and opportunities and people that are being sent to you, sent into your path, because they're there to teach you a lesson. They're there to help your journey along somehow. So I think this is very exciting, Aries. You certainly have a lot to look forward to with these 3 cards. We have Taurus, those born under the sign of under the time frame of April 20th to May 20th. Let's have a look. Even if you've got a heavy Taurus influence in your natal chart. Okay, the Priestess of Ritual, Illumination, and the Priestess of Purity. Okay, the Priestess of Ritual, you'll be celebrating a lot of tradition here, Taurus. This year, there's a lot of stability and commemorating something here. So ritual can represent anything that's a tradition or a belief or a value that you'll actually commemorate throughout the year. There's a lot of stability around this, which I like, which shows that a lot of you will be celebrating anniversaries, celebrations. There's auspicious events that are occurring for you, Taurus, that will be worthy of celebration and worthy of ritual and worthy of ceremony is what I'm seeing here. So for a lot of you, there's a lot of elaborate events that are coming your way. But the Priestess of Ritual brings habitual things. So I think for a lot of you, There's a lot of consistency happening in your life with the Priestess of Ritual, because this is something worthy of upholding. Now, something to do with repetition with the Priestess of Ritual as well. So if you find yourself getting pregnant, if you find yourself finding the same partner, if you find yourself going in the same cycle of work or jobs or in your professional realm, there's a lot of cycles and repetition that may be around the Priestess of Ritual, because there's lots of different phases of the moon that surround her. So I feel for a lot of you, there's different phases of different cycle, of similar cycles, that you will be encountering. But I feel it's a good thing. It's a good energy to be in, Taurus. I think it's vital for you, and I feel like there's a lot of stability around you, which I think you'll enjoy. It's you having a firm footing, and this is very positive, because the Priestess of Ritual brings things that that we are aware of, that we are accustomed to, that we are adapted to. So this is very nice here. But it could be also an emphasis placed on religion and or spirituality, or becoming more consistently involved in something on a very constant basis here. Now you also have the Priestess of Illumination. The Priestess of Illumination brings things to light, so you'll be learning a lot about yourself and other people that are around you. The Priestess of Illumination is all about uncovering all the colors, flavors, tastes, desires, wishes, hopes, and dreams. So the fact that this has come up speaks volumes of what you will be exploring in your life. There's a lot of things coming to light, actually, and I think for a lot of you, this is in your love life, and I think with these other cards here, if this is in relation to your love life, Taurus, you will be uncovering your dream partner. You will be uncovering a life you always dreamed about, or a life you thought you never had envisioned for yourself, and suddenly it comes into your path. So this is powerful, because the Priestess of Illumination brings us out of darkness, brings us out of the unknown, and out of despair or doubt or hesitation, and brings us something that we will enjoy and can immerse ourselves in. So there's a very embracing energy with the Priestess of Illumination here. But this also speaks of creativity. So for a lot of you, you're coming to prominence here, either through work or in love, but you're definitely on a high platform here with a lot of admirers or followers or supporters or encouragers of some kind here. Moving on, you have the Priestess of Purity. Very beautiful energy. She rules the dates of October 28th to November 24th. They may be auspicious for you, but there's people around you coming in that have pure intentions. And this is a lot of honesty that's coming in, but it's also internal honesty. So being honest with yourself, Taurus, finding those feelings and becoming more self-aware of what it is that you want, and your hopes and your goals and dreams and wishes. And the Priestess of Purity brings us back to basics. So I feel like you're not going to get too caught up with all the pomp or the glamour or the chaos or the busyness of life, because I feel like you'll be in a very pure state of mind here spiritually. I think you're very, very consistent. I think you've got a very firm footing to create, or to help create, or help design, or help bring things into your experience. But I think with the Priestess of Purity, you're attracting people that have pure intentions, that genuinely have your best interest at heart, whether this be partners, friends, platonic connections, professionals, associates that you're working with. So I love what this is representing, and I think you have a lot to look forward to here. Let's have a look at the next sign, though, Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, May 21st, June 20th. Gemini. Let's have a look what's coming up for Gemini. The Priestess of Strength, the Priestess of Wishes, and the Priestess of Abundance. Oh, Gemini, this is amazing. Okay, Priestess of Strength rules the dates June 10th, July 7th. These are very, very auspicious for you. Now, you may find that you've got a Leo coming in here, or someone that is strong like a lion, mentally strong, physically strong, someone that is your anchor that you can rely on here. But most importantly, I think it speaks volumes of inner strength. This is mind, body, soul, and spirit. So absolutely beautiful energy to have around you. I think you're coming into a very strong year, and I think you're going to come to prominence or be a leader in your field in some kind of way here. You're going to attract a lot of attention because you've wished for it, and a wish is fulfilled, whether it's a wish of abundance or a wish of strength, or to achieve a leadership goal, or come to prominence or fame or fortune, success or wealth. I think this is surrounding you because you have the Priestess of Abundance. So I can see that you'll be gaining material wealth. So this is very, very exciting here for you. Now, the Priestess of Strength can also indicate you're stronger than you were ever before. There's something about standards here with the Priestess of Strength, of perseverance, of being relentless, of persistence. And I think for a lot of you, if you have been involved in negative situations or negative relationships or a negative work relationship or being involved in some sort of toxic environment, you're really coming into your strength here, and your tolerance is very, very low. I don't think you're going to tolerate bad behavior, bad relationships, disrespect. I think you're coming into a very assertive, direct mentality here, which is beautiful. It's definitely your better half, your better twin that's coming out here with the Strength card here, and she's going to lead you all the way to success. I feel like you'll be attracting someone that is very strong-minded. It could be the strong and silent type Gemini that you may be attracting, whether male or female, but it's someone you've wished for on some level here, and a major wish around your life is coming true. It's something that you've prayed and wished for and meditated on and dream about. You know, there's so much passion and desire that comes with the Priestess of Wishes, and I feel like this is coming to you, and you're going to see it in the physical realm. And this could be around abundance, this could be around relationships. You're finding strength in yourself, strength in relationships. Someone is believing in the bond that they have with you, Gemini. So there's strength that is feeding this relationship. And because of this, a wish ends up becoming true. A wish becomes a reality for you. And it could be in any different area of your life. Very, very exciting. Moving on, you have the Priestess of Abundance, protection, prosperity, abundance, plenty. You're connecting with a very important or affluent or influential people. And I think you're also you're finding abundance or finding an outlet for abundance. Possibly something you'll be working on for quite some time, but by the end of it, you may surely find that you're reaping the rewards. And the abundance card brings abundance in many forms, whether it is monetary abundance, whether it is children, fertility, if you're wanting more children, more pregnancies. Maybe if you're wanting more love, more sex with your partner, intimacy. The abundance card speaks of excess, but there's also protection. You can see the Eye of Horus here above, so there's also protection and something that's divinely guiding you. So this is beautiful. You're attracting good roles here. Good roles, good pay, good money, a very comfortable, secure financial set of circumstances will come your way. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's move on to Cancer. Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, June 21st, July 22nd. What's coming up? Okay, Priestess of Innocence, the Priestess of Contemplation, and the Priestess of Magic. Wow, okay, Cancer, the Priestess of Innocence. Lots of purity coming through with the Priestess of Innocence. I think there'll be a lot of firsts for you because you're innocent in a situation and you're yet to be enriched with knowledge, power, passion, love, commitment, success, and wealth. So whichever form it comes in, I feel like you're doing a lot of firsts because you also have the Priestess of Contemplation, which says there's major changes, shifts, or transitions that will occur in your life. But back to the Priestess of Innocence, this is a wonderful energy. I feel like there's a lot of feminine energy around you as well here with the Priestess of Innocence, but a very nurturing kind of energy here. I feel like you're attracting people that have very, very good intentions. There's no falsity, there's no pretense with people around you. I also feel like there may be something coming up here where you feel innocent in a situation. So this could be significant for some. It won't for everyone, but for some it absolutely will be. But like I said, it ties in with the Priestess of Contemplation because this is the Book of Hours. And she's writing in her twilight years, reflecting on her life. So there could be a lot of reflection going on. I feel for a lot of you, you're reflecting about a situation where you were innocent in, or a relationship that innocently fell apart for no reason. And I feel this is coming back around you. Now, the Priestess of Contemplation only writes things that are worth writing in her book of life. So I feel, again, with these major changes, there are major decisions, major relationships that you will be encountering, or major changes within your relationships that you will be encountering. I also feel like you're gaining more creativity here as well. So something you've never experienced before, you're going to try and you're actually going to have a natural talent in. It could be something with writing or drawing or art or design or graphic design or virtual design or, a hobby even. But I feel like you're becoming more creative and it's creative expression that's coming out from your Cancer. So you might find you're more animated or creative in the way you come across to people, or perhaps you're turning a hobby into a lucrative business idea. But there's a lot of transitions that are happening here, but transitions that will affect you. Because the priestess of magic here, you're making things happen, Cancer. This is a year, you have to take advantage of this year, because this is a year where things are happening here for you. New opportunities, new jobs, love, creativity. The priestess of magic makes things manifest almost instantly. But they're not little things, they're major things in our lives. So I think you'll be achieving many, many milestones, getting married, getting engaged, having your first child, celebrating your first anniversary, maybe your 50th anniversary, but it's a first. There's a lot of firsts is what's happening here for you, but in conjunction with the priestess of contemplation, it's a lot of major firsts, major milestones that are coming to fruition here. Almost an element of spirituality, or maybe delving into Wicca, even for some of you that are interested in doing that clairvoyancy, mediumship, maybe even tarot or anything else in the branch of the esoteric arts that you may be getting yourself involved in, because the priestess of magic is here and she makes things happen. So there's a very, also I want to mention, there's a very magical connection happening with someone here, or you're finding your magic with someone, whether that's intimacy, whether that's that spark, whether you're finding or falling in love all over again. The priestess of magic really encompasses a lot, and I think you have a lot to look forward to. So that's really nice. Let's move on and have a look at Leo. What's coming up for the sign of Leo? July 23rd, August 22nd. Leo, sun, moon, rising, maybe even Venus. Let's have a look what's coming up. So you've had two cards fall out. They are the priestess of protection, the priestess of faith, and priestess of luck. Okay, the priestess of protection. Someone is protecting you. This could be someone in a different realm, so someone that has passed, someone that has passed from this life into another, someone that is going to be your partner. But I feel like you've got a solid person behind you. Now, this could be you finding that you may find yourself more guarded, but I think for the most part, you have people that are protecting you. They're holding on to you very, very tightly here. And there's a need for protection here. So I feel for a lot of you, you're protecting your heart, your mind, yourself, but you're also protecting the people you love around you. And this is you at your best, Leo. So this is why people love you, because you have this natural ability to be so nurturing and so loving and so forgiving and really immerse yourself, I suppose, in the lives of other people. And this is really coming out. So I think this is you in your natural element. You're having a lot of assertion, guidance, nurturing, and love. Lots of love and affection is what I'm feeling with the priestess of protection. But more so to do with your heart. Protecting your heart may be important for you. Maybe you've come out of past experiences that have negatively impacted you, or have hurt you, or caused you grief or pain in the past. And I think this year is a message where you'll be protecting yourself. In particular, your heart. You can see the priestess guarding her chest here. And this is very important. So possibly protecting something like your work or your heart or a person that's very near and dear to you. So in the career sense, I feel like if you have a creative pursuit, an idea, something you need to copyright or a document, a business idea or something like this, I feel like protection or legalities may be around you. Now moving on, you have the priestess of faith. So religious faith, spiritual faith, hope, dream, magic, wishes. You're investing faith into something, and faith is going to pay off, because you can look, and the priestess of faith is turning to the priestess of luck. So with a lot of faith, you're almost getting a guaranteed message here that your dreams, hopes, and wishes will come true, because the priestess of faith points to the priestess of luck. So luck, chance, and opportunity will be coming your way, but you have to keep the faith strong. And I almost feel like some of you need to protect or nurture a relationship or a business idea, or your relationship with a business partner, for example, because faith, strength, protection will allow you to endure. But I think it's imperative you stay strong, and you have faith, and you have hope, and you have resilience, because I think there may be some things going on. It may require you to have a lot of faith and continue to push through with whatever you're continuing to do with Leo. And it could certainly be in relation to a relationship, or even just spirituality, just finding faith again. For some of you, you're finding your religion again, you're finding spirituality, or whichever outlet, whatever you use, where your faith or belief is in. I feel like internally this is coming about, but I also feel like externally you have faith in other people, and they'll prove themselves because you have faith in them, or someone is putting a lot of faith in you. Now moving on, you have the Priestess of Luck. So as I said, luck, chance, auspicious events, places, circumstances. A lot of luck is by your side. Monetary luck, luck in love, luck in gaining a certain position at work. There's a lot of luck around you in different areas of your life. And I'm inclined to say that this luck is by your side for the whole year. So I feel like there's a lot of lucky things that are coming to you, things that you didn't expect, because luck is unexpected. It isn't planned, it just happens. So I think there's a lot of unexpected changes for you here in different areas of your life, absolutely. I also feel like it's a lucky year in terms of competitions or winning money or finances or gaining positions, because there's a lot of faith, and with faith comes creation. You can see the priestess that holds the solar system in her hand. She holds the sun. She holds the seed of creation, the source of creation, I should say, in her hands. So this is what you will hold in your hands, Leo, and I think you've got magical changes ahead for you, and you do. Very, very exciting. Let's move on to the next sign, though, and have a look. Who do we have? We have Virgo. August 22nd, September 22nd, the sign of Virgo. Virgo, sun sign, moon sign, rising, or Venus. What are the messages coming? The Priestess of Abundance, the Priestess of Happiness, and the Priestess of Illumination. Okay, the Priestess of Abundance brings money, monetary gains, abundance, prosperity, and excess into your life. A lot of you are attracting material wealth and go, abundant, luxurious new surroundings, abundant new offices, prosperity in business, an influx of customers, an influx of finances here, the growth of the company you're working for. But this is major growth. It isn't subtle growth. It's actually major growth that will be occurring around you, and you will be experiencing a lot of gains from this. So it's going to definitely affect you in a really, really big way here, Virgo. You've got a lot to look forward to because the Priestess of Abundance is here as well. I also feel like there's people that will be spoiling you because there's abundance around you. There's people, you might be getting extravagant gifts. People might be gifting you wonderful things. You might be earning more than perhaps you're entitled to here, Virgo, but who's complaining? Because I think this is you're deserving of it, and I see that you'll be very happy with the rewards that you're going to get with the Priestess of Abundance. Now, it's more than just that. I feel like you're receiving an abundance of love, joy, and happiness. And for a lot of you, this is in your relationships. And abundance brings confidence, it brings reassurance, it brings harmony and hope and magic into relationships. And I think this is what you'll be encountering. Absolutely beautiful. Moving on, you have the Priestess of Happiness, and this just sums up what a beautiful year it will be. Happiness, dancing, good company, good friends, celebrations. There's a lot of celebrations around you, or a cause to celebrate, which is beautiful. Celebrating abundance, or celebrating after you receive abundance in some way, shape, or form here. But this is genuine happiness here. And it might not even be related to anything abundance or any material gain. It may just be that you're feeling so grateful and you've got so many blessings around you and you're legitimately so grateful. You've got an attitude of gratitude because you're so inspired and grateful and embracing and acknowledging all the blessings that are around you in whichever area of your life they are coming to you. The Priestess of Happiness is a wonderful energy. So for the most part, will be very outgoing, enjoyable, happy. And for some of you, you're finding real happiness with someone else. You're finding, or you're establishing a connection, or you're re-establishing a connection with someone that's very, very important to you and literally makes you feel like nothing on earth. Happy, high, just amazing. Moving on with the Priestess of Illumination, though, creation, things coming to light, learning new things about yourself, about the workplace, about your significant other. The Priestess of Illumination is uncovering a lot of layers. So for some of you, you're undergoing a massive change in your career, or you're finding love with a new partner, because the Priestess of Illumination is teaching you something new, teaching you previously were blinded to, you didn't see, you hadn't acknowledged, maybe you hadn't reached that level of enlightenment, and this is about to change. So consider it like an onion, unraveling all those layers this year, Virgo, to find inner bliss, to find inner happiness. And all I have to say to you is follow your bliss, because I think this is going to take you places, not only financially, spiritually, and definitely in relationships as well. Really, really beautiful here. Okay, let's see what else comes up. Who do we have next? The priest, Libra, sorry. It's about to say the priestess of Libra. Okay, September 23rd, October 22nd, Libra, sun sign, moon, Venus, rising, Libra, fertility, happiness, very nice, and shine. Okay, the priestess of fertility, Libra. Most potently, this speaks of children becoming fertile, conceiving, planting a seed. So for some, there's a lot of pregnancies coming in for you, Libra, with the priestess of fertility. Sensuality, sex, enjoyment, affection, intimacy is coming your way. Planting the seed, something that you're starting, you're actually going to finish it by the end of the year. Or you're planting a seed that's actually going to really be nurtured. So this is very, very positive. It could be financially, it could be a business idea, it could be maybe you have a crush from afar and you're planting seeds. You're letting this person slowly know with subtle signs that you're interested in them. But like I said, planting the seed, you'll actually reap the rewards and reach new heights with the priestess of fertility. So this is beautiful. But a lot of things are coming to you. They're blossoming. They're coming into full fruition here. So for some, most potently, I think it's around relationships and pregnancies, whether you're a male or female. But I also think it's something is in its early stages, and it'll come to a stage where it's really shining and appealing to other people, either within the company or other people around you, a social following, a clientele base. So this speaks volumes of what's to come with the priestess of fertility here. Now, for some, I feel like you're meeting someone that already has children, works with children. There's a notion of creation here. And if it's a creative pursuit, I feel like it's something you genuinely want to do, and you're going to excel at it in a really, really big way here. Whilst I'm not seeing monetary gains, that doesn't mean that can't happen here, because the priestess of fertility, you can see her surrounded by this lush garden and these flowers. And it shows that there's more to come, Libra, is what I want to say. There's definitely more where that came from. So however that applies to you, you'll definitely notice this. But it's fire, it's motivation, it's ignition, it's drive, it's moving things forward, it's planting the seed, and you're definitely watching something grow. A child, a business idea, very, very intently, or even a relationship, you're watching it grow and watch it reach wonderful new heights. Because you have the priestess of happiness here, so you're genuinely happy about whatever's going on around you. Inner fulfillment, passion, joy, enjoyment in what you're doing, a very happy connection, happy disposition, Libra. It's quite a carefree energy too, which I think most of the time you generally are quite carefree and happy, and I think you'll just be attracting more people like you or have a similar attitude like you. But I think you've got a lot of joyous occasions, celebratory occasions coming up with the priestess of happiness. Now, I also think this could be in relation to religion or spirituality, but I feel like someone holds possibly the key to your happiness here. Or there's a key, you're opening up a door to the key to your happiness of some kind here. So you're really uncovering maybe a new hobby, Libra. Or perhaps you're finding someone who has a genuinely happy aura, beautiful energy about them, and you're connecting with them in a romantic way. Or maybe it's in a business sense, but whichever way, you'll see wonderful growth here. So very, very nice with the priestess of happiness. Moving on, you've got the priestess of shine. She rules the dates of July 8th to August 4th. This could be an auspicious time where you are in the spotlight, because the priestess of shine is something that evokes a lot of attention or attraction or following or influence. So I think there's influential things that you're doing. So some of you, those that are activists or humanitarians or pioneers in a field or in a working industry of some kind here, I feel like you're taking action. And a project that you start, you may actually see wonderful growth of, perhaps win an award, perhaps finally your crush sees you for the person you are, sees you as someone romantic they want to get involved with, but you're coming to the forefront. So if there was competition in your life, or you've been battling it out against someone, or you've had competitors in the market, for example, you're coming to prominence here, and there's going to be a lot of emphasis around you. I feel like there's going to be a lot of fuss about you with the priestess of shine. So as I said, winning awards, receiving acknowledgement of some kind, being in the spotlight, or connecting with people who are in this in the spotlight, or in an area of prominence, or in a position of wealth or success or influence or following of some kind here. This is really nice here. I also feel like some of you might be getting something shiny and new. Could be like a brand new car. I think you'll be very happy. It's well deserved. I mean, I think you've been looking forward to something, and it could be a material possession, something that you've wanted, something that makes you happy here, Libra, you're going to get. Let's move on and have a look at the sign of Scorpio, though. Scorpio, October 23rd, November 21st. The sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. What's coming up for Scorpio? Priestess of Magic, Priestess of Opulence. Wow, Priestess of Love. Okay. Priestess of Magic talks about divine timing, divine orchestration, spirituality, the metaphysical world, getting involved in magic, white or black. Partaking in some, or maybe even botany, or becoming a botanist, or getting involved in the esoteric arts in some way here. The Priestess of Magic brings this metaphysical element to your life, and I think there's also magical new things that are happening around you. Definitely in regards to love, I think this is a major, major theme for you. This is true love, soulmate, twin flame material here. It doesn't get more authentic than this. And I feel like there's a life-changing love that's coming into your life. Now, whether it's something that's fleeting or whether that's something that's long-term, and you can see she looks pregnant with the Priestess of Magic here. So it can be something that results in a pregnancy and building a family home together, etc. But for a lot of you, you're finding a very, very intense connection. It's magical, it's opulent, it's almost like a roller coaster, Scorpio. So get ready for the ride. It's a very jam-packed, is what I'm seeing here. But back to the Priestess of Magic, an element of magic in your life, creating magic, thinking about magic, having a creative pursuit that's around magic or is magical in some way. But I feel a lot of spontaneous things are going to happen. So unexpected changes, auspicious opportunities, people that you never expected, because the Priestess of Magic brings things very suddenly into our life and into our experience. And some things will, almost you'll feel completely turned upside down. You'll almost be turned up on your head here, because I feel like you're going to be upright, then you're going to be the other way, then you're going to be upright, then you're going to be upside down. So there's, like I said, it's a bit of a roller coaster. Emotions are high. I think highs are high and lows are low, because the Priestess of Opulence, although she rules excess, opulence, luxury, and prosperity and abundance, she also rules something that's too excessive or too tempting or too extreme. So for some, there's a lot of extreme activity that's happening. But look, career-wise, I think you're getting a lot of opulence. For some, I feel like you're getting something too much, though. So excess could actually lead you the other way. So I guess it's almost like a forewarning not to get too carried away with money or an excess lifestyle is what I'm seeing here, because the Priestess of Opulence has spilled drinks, she's upside down, she's on her head. Something will be turned upside down here for you because of excess. So either too much money, too many one-night stands, bachelor or bachelorette behavior. So something that's too much is not good for you, Scorpio. And for some, you will be indulging in this with the Priestess of Opulence. But look, I also feel like you'll have a lot of affluent or influential people around you with the Priestess of Opulence as well, or be invited to some sort of opulent events or venues. And I think consistently you'll be attending opulent events, venues, or something like this throughout the year. But what I really want to focus on is this wonderful true love that you have here. These two people coming together with the tree of life. For a lot of you, I think it's a more intense love than anything you've ever experienced before, Scorpios. And I think it's going to overwhelm a lot of you. You won't know what you're doing. Like, you'll just feel so frazzled, and you won't understand how this is coming to fruition and how this is happening for you, because you just you're not understanding that this connection has completely turned you upside down. This person has you feeling like flipsy-flopsy, if that's even a thing. But I love what it represents. I do. I think for a lot of you, there's a beautiful union here that can very much by the end of the year result in engagements and even marriage, and possibly even a pregnancy in just 1 year. So whether you're a female or a male, the way this connection will unfold and the intensity of the love, the sexual chemistry, the passion is just so intense. But it's like a soulmate. This person is, it's the tree of life here. So obviously this person has meant to come to you and meant to come into your path, and you can find true love, or also reignite that spark. If you've fallen out of love, or maybe you've been with someone, you're going to fall even deeper than you ever thought. Let's have a look at the next sign though. Who do we have? We have Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, November 22nd, December 21st. Okay, the Priestess of Strength, the Priestess of Clarity, and the Priestess of Good Fortune. Okay, the Priestess of Strength, she rules the dates June 10th to July 7th. Inner strength, mental strength, physical strength, you having a lot of assertion, power, delegation, authority, a lot of direct behavior here. So this is not wishy-washy behavior. This is clarity, clear, concise communication, clear goals, established homes, really getting a firm footing here with the Priestess of Strength, but also having someone that's coming in and is perhaps acting just as strong as you, or is being your rock or your mentor. So there's a lot of support coming in around you, whether this is through friends, romantic partners, spouses, employees, employers, associates. There's a lot of strength coming in around you. So it's quite an uplifting behavior here. I think for a lot of you, there'll be an opportunity, or there's an event or an occurrence that will take place where you will have to be strong and be clear. Clear in your wants, hopes, wishes, clear in your desires, clear in your vision. There's an element where you have to present yourself with no contingencies here, because it's straightforward. This is plan A because there is no plan B, because this is what I see and this is what I'm going to get. That's the sort of attitude I'm getting here. Because you do have the Priestess of Clarity, which comes with that clear conciseness. Everything is going to become clear. The other person's intentions you've been dealing with, maybe they've been wishy-washy. And clarity is coming, and it's heaven sent. But whether you choose to see them or not is a different story. Sometimes we turn a blind eye to something that's very obvious, or very confronting, or we disbelieve that it's real. And it isn't always the best to experience, Sagittarius, but for the most part, I feel like with the Priestess of Clarity, you'll know which way you want to take it. I think you're in such a good mental state with the Priestess of Strength that you will have, A, the strength to walk away from something that is no longer serving you, B, have the ability to decide to give yourself contrast between what is good, what is not, what is worthy, and what is frivolous. So I like that this energy is coming in around you, Sagittarius, because it really, really points to not only internal clarity, but also people giving you clarity too. So things are becoming really obvious. I feel like it's very obvious that you can't avoid whatever this is that's happening around you. And I feel as a result, it's going to bring you fortuitous events, as indicated by the Good Fortune Priestess here. I feel like for a lot of you, you're clarifying your goals and directions in life. So I think there's major changes associated with the Priestess of Clarity. For some, it could be a major career change, and all of a sudden you realize you were studying law and now you want to become a doctor, or you were studying beauty therapy and now you want to be in tarot, or there's major changes here because something becomes clear. You uncover things as you find clarity. But look, with the Priestess of Good Fortune, she brings money, abundance, material gains, material wealth, good fortune, so good luck, auspicious events, places, people, or circumstances. So again, the people I think are coming in with that are coming in around you are quite honest and clear in what they want. I feel like they're stating the obvious here even. So I feel for a lot of you this could be significant. And I think you've got a lot to look forward to with good fortune here. I think the company you're working for, the business you have, you're going to encounter good fortune, good clientele, consistent clientele, good stakeholders, distributors, wholesalers, business partners, anyone that you're working with directly, employees, employers, associates. I think there's fortuitous events, and I think it's almost like coincidence. Well, what you may deem a coincidence actually becomes fortune here. So this may tie into something that's occurring for you. Let's move on now to the sign of Capricorn and see what's coming up for Capricorn. December 22nd, January 19th. Priestess of Wishes, Priestess of Intuition, and the Priestess of Ambition. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Priestess of Wishes, a wish is coming to fruition. Something you've been wishing, hoping, praying for. You've been meditating on this, Capricorn. You see it in the first thing in the morning, last thing at night. It's coming to you. in a really beautiful way here, because there's so much desire, hope, and magic attached to this, so much emotion, so much thought, so much that's going into this creative process that the universe is mirroring and giving you what you want, almost on a silver platter here, because you're ambitious, you're relentless about this, Capricorn. So whatever you've been working towards or whatever comes your way, it's almost like you won't see or hear anything else, because you'll be so focused and you'll be so ambitious and have so much drive, and you'll know it. You'll see the signs throughout the year. You've got a very creative year ahead, and I think a lot of things that you put in place, a lot of goals that you set yourself up to achieve, you'll achieve them, because intuitively you've got the Priestess of Intuition, which speaks of manifesting things using the law of attraction, intuition, and the power of the mind. So this is a major theme for you. You're unleashing a mental strength that is surpassing anything you've ever experienced before. And this is quite important, because this is what's going to help you manifest these wishes into fruition. The Priestess of Intuition does rule the dates of January 21st to February 17th. So these dates could be significant for you, but I feel like your intuition is heightened. Intuition about goals, intuition about other people, about a relationship. I also feel like you're attracting a lot of kindred spirits as well. So soulmates, kindred spirits, people that your souls may be able to connect in a really special way here. So this is quite strong for you. Now, you've got a lot of purple in these cards too, which I want to mention, which is the color of royalty. So being in a quite a prestigious role, or in a quite a an elite role of some kind here. So specialized knowledge is coming to you. So for a lot of you, your ambition will lead you to a lot of leadership roles, management roles, specialized knowledge, becoming very sought after in your field is what I'm understanding here, Capricorn. And in conjunction with your hard work and how level-headed you are and how able you are to climb to the top, you're going to see wonderful changes, especially in career. But look, the Priestess of Intuition really focuses on spirituality and your inner psyche, and I think this is coming out. So psychic abilities, clairvoyancy, tarot, mediumship, intuition, it's so heightened, and it's possibly something you haven't experienced before, and you may even surprise yourself. Because I see the more you pay attention to this intuition, the more you feed it and learn about it and explore it, the more things you'll be able to unleash with the power of your mind. So I think you've got a wonderful ability here that's maybe still hidden, maybe hasn't been unlocked as yet. But moving on, you've got the Priestess of Ambition. She rules the dates December 24th to January 20th. And this is the time of your birthday, Capricorn. This is the time when you shine. So this time next year, ambition, drive, success. There's something you're pursuing relentlessly this year, and I think you may see the fruits towards. As I said, you're going to bring it into your existence. It's going to manifest for you because you're in the right mind frame. You're attracting everything you need. If you're thinking about a bad relationship, or you're thinking about having a partner that's a certain way, that is exactly what you're going to attract. And it's going to be so blatantly obvious to you, it might actually even scare you at how much you're attracting everything you're thinking about. But look, the Priestess of Ambition does talk about you having a very large focus, or you diverting a lot of energy into career and creative pursuits. I think it'll pay off. I do. I think you're very intuitive about where you see the business, the vision you have for the company, the strategies you'd like to implement, the kind of profit you'd like to turn over, the kind of employees you'd like to have, and their performances, etc. So I think you've got a good vision here. And I think the most important thing is for you to follow the vision, the intuitive vision that comes from within, because this ambition of yours is second to none, is what I'm seeing here. Very, very excited for you. Let's move on and have a look at the sign of Aquarius, January 20th to Feb 18th. Okay, the Priestess of Wisdom, Priestess of Ritual, and the Priestess of Patience. Okay, starting off with the Priestess of Wisdom. She rules the dates of September 30th to October 27th. The Priestess of Wisdom really talks about experiences that are going to shape you. They're going to give you wisdom and foresight into the future. So whatever it is that you're learning, I think this is going to come in an array of life areas. I think it's in your relationships, your career, personal, any personal experience that affects you directly or maybe even indirectly, Aquarius, is going to be useful for you in many, many years to come. This is about you gaining wisdom. Wisdom in 1 year that people dream in a lifetime, Aquarius. There's a lot of events happening around you, but you need to dig deep. This can't just be skimming the surface, Aquarius, which air signs can tend to do. You need to dig deep, and you need to explore this experience, and you need to acknowledge the lessons it's teaching you. And you need to sometimes ask yourself, well, why has this happened? How do I feel about this? What am I to do now? Every action has a reaction. Every sequence of events, it's all going to tie into a larger picture here. And I love that you're coming up with the Priestess of Wisdom, because I think you'll have a wonderful energy to go by. I think your intelligence combined with your natural intelligence, on top of that, you'll be gaining more knowledge about yourself and other people through your experience, and it's going to shape you as a person. So I see a lot of you actually changing through your behavior, your mannerisms, your thoughts, your beliefs, values, morals, traditions, expressions, opinions. There's a lot of internal change that's happening, and people will see this mentally. Your friends will say this about you, your family, your spouses, people that you work with. And I think it's for the better. It's all in the name of wisdom. And this can also point to a journey of higher learning, further education, university studies, going to some sort of school, or expanding on your existing skills, etc. as well. Now, the Priestess of Ritual is very nice. There's wonderful phases coming in and growth, but there's also a habitual nature with the Priestess of Ritual. So for a lot of you, this is a lot of consistency and stability that's coming into your life. So if you've had a lot of opportunities come your way, Aquarius, and they've passed you by and you haven't been able to grasp them, and maybe there's been a few and you haven't felt entirely confident in them, or you haven't felt completely fulfilled by them, the Priestess of Ritual is going to send you opportunities that are here to stay in the long term. So new starts, things that may occur, and there's a lot of consistency throughout the year. So there's a very settled, grounded, rooted energy, firm footing with the Priestess of Ritual here for you. But for some of you, there's someone that's going to continue to come back into your life. And I think there's a reason why they're coming in, Aquarius. There's someone you can rely on with the Priestess of Ritual that wants to be a constant person in your life, is what I'm seeing now. This could be romantic or platonic, but I feel there's someone around you that keeps coming back up, and they're coming back up for a reason. This wonderful golden halo that the priestess has around her signifies a metaphysical purpose or a divine purpose of this person. So they're either here to teach you karmic lessons, here to offer you love, here to offer you fulfillment, friendship, guidance, or mentorship in some aspect here. So it's important you pay attention to the people that are around you. Moving on, you have the Priestess of Patience. She rules the dates April 15th to May 12th. You're going to need to be patient, Aquarius. And patience, this you will learn. So again, this is about digging deep, but I like what she represents, something you've been waiting for. Patience and wisdom are going to get you places. Patience with a partner, patience with a boss, patience in reaping the rewards of a creative pursuit, patience in general, day-to-day behavior. I'm seeing internal changes that are happening within you, Aquarius, yes. I also feel like there's people that are going to be patient with you. And because of this, I think this is tying into a lover perhaps. And because they've been so patient or nurturing or understanding, you're actually going to finally realize what this person is about, what their intentions are about, what they have envisioned for themselves and you in the future is what I'm seeing with the Priestess of Patience. But patience is also about healing. This wonderful green is about healing and nature. So I think for a lot of you, this is coming back, getting back down to basics again, and becoming just in a very neutral position. I really feel like everything is just going to settle, and it's just a very calm energy. And now comes the calm, the after the storm, and it's just calm. And let's move on to our last sign, my fishies, Pisces. What's going on with you? Okay, the Priestess of Innocence, Priestess of Success, very nice, and the Priestess of Rebirth. Okay, Priestess of Innocence points to new experiences. I want to say this has come up for a few signs now, and the Priestess of Innocence really points to you becoming in a very neutral place in your life, especially spiritually or within yourself. I'm really finding there's a lot of self-love with the Priestess of Innocence and a lot of inner harmony, but I also think there's a lot of new firsts for you. So first loves, first successes, first jobs, first marriages. There is a lot of firsts because the Priestess of Innocence can be seen as someone ignorant, but it's more the fact that she's innocent of certain experiences because she hasn't brought these into her existence as yet, or this hasn't happened to her, or she hasn't encountered this person or this opportunity yet. So it's not so much ignorance, it's more she's unaware of what's around because she hasn't opened her eyes, she hasn't encountered. So I feel for a lot of you it can be about initiative, Pisces. You will be taking a lot of firsts and coming out of your comfort zone, which is really nice, but it's going to bring you a lot of wonderful changes, possibly even second chances and wonderful opportunities of success here for you. You have the Priestess of Success right in the middle, and she rules the time of March 18th to April 14th. Now, she is on the tail end of the Piscean energy, which stops around March 20th. So there's a lot of success happening for some of you. Success in money, creative pursuits, finance, being recognized, being acknowledged for your talents here. And success can come in many forms as, for example, monetary success, success in a business, success in a relationships. This is things evolving exactly how you see them, Pisces. And a lot of success brings liberation and enjoyment and harmony and freedom, as indicated by the wonderful, beautiful bird here. You know, it's all about soaring new heights. I feel like in success, you're going to reach a level of success you haven't before, Pisces, because I mentioned, you know, the Priestess of Innocence is here. So you'll be attracting a lot of firsts. So pioneering a lot of ideas, becoming an activist or a brand ambassador, or writing your first book, your first script, it's going to bring you success. A lot of firsts are bringing you material success or prestige or acknowledgement in some kind here. So this is very, very exciting for you. Interesting because you also have the Priestess of Rebirth. She rules the dates of November 25th to December 23rd. There's a second chance that's coming back around, and this time it's going to prove very successful. It's actually going to go the distance. For some, I feel like it's in relation to love. You may have an ex-partner, ex-lover, or someone that you've previously dealt with romantically or platonically that's actually coming in and wanting a second chance, wanting a rebirth. You know, and I feel for a lot of you, it's going to go the distance. I do. I see it to be very, very successful. Now, with the Priestess of Rebirth, it doesn't have to be romantic. She can also re-inspire or reignite a past flame in love, yes, but she can also reignite a past hobby or a past dream or something you've started to work on in the past, but you've actually laid that to rest, Pisces. You'll be picking that back up, giving birth to old projects, rebirth to old projects, reigniting the spark with someone you've once loved, coming into a relationship again, healing a relationship, mending old wounds, mending old ties, giving something a second chance and seeing it through to the end and having that success behind you, Pisces. Because the rebirth card can signify second chances, new beginnings with an old love. And I like that. I think there's a possibility for you to grow and learn. And as I said, with the Priestess of Innocence, there can be a lot of firsts, but there's also going to be a lot of second chances for you. A second chance at a first impression, a second chance at success, a second chance at that job, a second chance with that soulmate or with that partner. So I think you've got a lot to look forward to there, Pisces. But look, I will leave it at that, everyone. I hope this reading has been insightful. Hopefully we'll chat soon. Thanks again. Bye for now.